Okay, welcome traders. We're looking at a 1 hour chart here of the SPY or the ES. About to go into non-farm payrolls. This is a replay. I just want to show you how I would have marked this out and anecdoted it. So you've got previous day low, previous day close, previous day open was actually right next to this, previous day high above. Okay, so the last few days we are in a downtrend and we've been really, for me, creating a high time frame flag. Okay, we're in this channel here. For me, until we flip this 1 hour level to bullish, it's going to be very hard for us to get this move. Okay. What I would say is we have built some very nice liquidity here and we potentially built ahead here, so I'd need to see us break out and build liquidity there for a potential move up. More likely to happen next week. Until that point, I am remaining bearish for this type of move. Okay, until we are able to flip this. That being said, remember we talked about how long you are in supply. We came up, tested supply once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. This is our 5th time revisiting supply. At some point, this is going to break. Okay, we are probably at about 50% of this supply in terms of a fib. Yeah, right at 50%. So I wouldn't, the moment it starts getting past that 50% mark, I would start being concerned, because it means stops are going to start getting run. Okay, because you've got a ton of stops that move down here, they got squeezed out, they've re-attacked the same level. Okay, so the longer it's there, the worse it's going to be for them. So let's mark out other levels of supply which haven't been touched. Here we have one here. Not sure why it's just on a line. We have one here. And we have one here, which has really been touched by this. So it's really sort of all the same level, that one. But we'll put it in. And then let's think about where their stops are. Well, there are swing stops above this. So I'm just going to do dollar signs for this. Swing stops above here. There are definitely stops above here. And the guys that are getting the most concerned are the ones that are here. Okay, now coming into today, Friday, this is Wednesday, we have now swept Wednesday stops. And we've broken the previous day high here coming into the morning session. So in terms of a model, that has achieved what I'd like to see if we were going to continue short. Okay, it's taken stops out the market, which means it's encouraged breakout buyers to come in here. So unless we hold this to return, okay, there's a good chance we just dump back down, because it's trapped enough liquidity now to dump back down. I'll be looking for previous day low and maybe to attack these levels. So let's mark out the demand now. So you have a demand zone in here I'm interested in. It's 1 hour demand, and let's just mark out the liquidity. So about this range here, I would say, is where buyers are. Okay, buy stops or sell side liquidity, same thing. Okay, buyers stop outs become sells, so that might force us down further. So I'm just going to flip us into a 1 minute chart here. As you can see, we're in a nice trend. And at 8:30 we'll get the NFP news candle. I'd never ever carry positions into news, especially high impact news like this. It's 8 o'clock. Okay, coming under the supply level now. Okay, there we go. Straight away, a huge candle down. Okay, came right into that level of stop that we talked about, this buyer stops or sell side liquidity, and it's now dug down into the H1 block. Okay, so we've dug down into the H1 block. Now we have to see if demand steps up. So I'm just going to go to a 3-minute chart here. Okay, and I'm actually going to turn on my EMA clouds. And let's see if I can get an anchored VWAP. It might not show enough right now. Okay, so there we go. So pop back up into anchored VWAP. My EMA clouds will need to catch up from that news. Okay, starting to flush lower. Okay, so would I have taken this? Absolutely not. No reason to take that. Okay, we're sitting into demand. We've got to be very careful down here. I am currently thinking short continuation, but I need it to build some structure. That is a huge candle from 93 down to 50. You know, well, even lower now. You might as well call it 50 points. That is a massive candle range. Your average candle range is probably about 3 points. So you need to be very careful right now. Just let this play out. Okay, holding demand here. Notice how we've built this liquidity here, so it has a chance to push back up. It doesn't have to do that though. Okay, I am interested in this long at this point because we've broken out of this. Potentially have a change of character here, and I'll do that text in blue for bullish. Okay, potentially have a change of character there. We've held demand, we've swept liquidity. So if we think about this, we swept short stops, we swept buy side liquidity, pulled down, we swept this line here, which I can delete now, the green line. That was buyers, so that's sell side liquidity. So we swept buy side liquidity, we swept sell side liquidity. We potentially have a change of character here, but it's too early to say right now. And we're building liquidity off demand. Our EMA lines are up here. We have an anchored VWAP, and we're now above those short sellers. So anyone who added here is going to start to get in trouble. I'm going to delete that. Okay, that is a clear break now. Right, I would identify that as a clear break of structure. So we have a change of character to the upside. We have some demand created in here with a gap left above, a potential breakaway gap. And you could almost mark that all the way down to the low because that would have to be your risk. But let's just leave that in for now. Comes and taps the EMA. Okay, potential break and retest here. Didn't quite tap, which makes it tough. Would have liked to have taken that. Very aware here that of this fib. So let's just have a look. Yeah, so we're coming up to 618 golden zone. So you're going to have fib traders now looking short. Oh. Okay, tag back in. I could take this long here off this order block. It did just tap it. I would have to risk, tight risk of just underneath. So if I took this long, and I targeted back to the origin point, it would still be a 638. Okay, so I'm going to take this long here. I'm going to add into that order block. If we get a break of structure to the upside, I might take a partial. I need to see this hold for me, otherwise I'm in trouble. Okay, I like this. It's starting to really hold here. Just get rid of this fib so we can clean it up. It's starting to hold here. We are building a potential flag on top of demand. So any break of this structure here now, okay, any break of there will open us up for a potential squeeze. And if we can do that, I'll potentially add over the EMAs. Okay, until that point, it's a high risk play. Very close to my stop. Okay, stopped out. We are into a lower level of demand here now. Still considering the same thing. We still are in a potential long. Like I said, fib traders are coming in. Okay, my long position now was to get here and risk lower day, still targeting the high would be a 4R, so that's still valid. So I'll put 2 on here. Okay, that's the type of move I want to see, basing above new levels of demand. Very whippy, that's a lovely candle, breaking out to the upside. Okay, I like this now. I'm going to delete this. So now I'd like to see us base over these EMA clouds, okay, and see if we can flip this sort of break of structure here. If we can flip that, it's game on for a potential squeeze. So there's our break of structure, very nice. I'd be looking for a pullback now towards it. This gap I would like to see stayed open, but I would like a sort of tag into it so I can get involved here. Adding, break and retest model. Okay, I need to zoom out a little bit here, just see where this supply was. So with a move like this, I'm now confident that shorts hammered in here, but they got stuck down here. They added here for the fib retracement. We've now broken them out. So now they're in a scenario where they're just going to keep adding until they're potentially margin called. So they're going to add up to get their size up, their position average up, and every time they get squeezed out, they're going to cover and then re-add on. So levels of liquidity I'm now looking at. Well, we've definitely left this up here. Okay, so that's a potential target point, and that was also 50%. That was also 50% of the supply level, and then we've got these higher time frame levels above, remember, that we looked at this morning. My risk now, I would risk this candle here, the low of this candle here, basically this gap that we've left, breakaway gap. Okay, almost hit TP1. Don't want to see a stuff here. I'd be concerned if they stuff it. Okay, that's a nice flag break. I'm not going to add here because we're in supply, so really I want to add over supply now. I want to see us really break through this. Okay, I'm going to sell 1 there. So I'm holding 2. I would like to add to the position if we can flip this supply, which is what we talked about this morning. Okay, we've broken above. We're actually into another level of liquidity there. Yeah, above this high. So really I want to see a break and retest here. If we can hold any of this area here now we've broken out through supply, I'd look to add long, and I want to attack these highs. EMAs have all curled now as well, which is great. So notice they curled once we broke above. We left the gap and got the entry there we could have taken for a bigger move, which we did. Now we might just get a straight squeeze here without being able to add, which is what we've got. I want to see a break above that again, please. I missed that. There we go. So I'll sell 1 into this. Okay, so now I'm just going to hold my runner. Potential flag here. If we start to curl I'm interested for a squeeze. There we go. So as you see there, we won one trade after losing one trade. Our risk reward was good for both of them, but our winner allowed us to add into it, and that allowed us to close out at $8,200 on the day, just by using a very simple technique that I teach in the class all the time. You follow market structure, you identify your high time frame levels, and you play to those. Okay, so if I'd taken that final partial up here, I might still get it before the day closes out. We still have time left. If I'd taken that final target up here, I would have got a little bit more money there. But as you can see, identifying where the liquidity sits, okay, allows you to have good entries. We knew demand was down here. We'd grinded up from it. This was a retest of demand this morning, taking all the buyers who had walked it up out, allowing smart money to get in. Okay, so if you think of the model here, think of the model. This is one big cup before a move up, and this is also one big cup. Okay, so we're just retesting levels. That's what the market does. You have to be zoomed out. You have to know where the liquidity is to get that. That's all for today, folks. I'll see you in the next seminar or in the room. Take care.